If you think inequalities are confusing, here's the good news. If you can solve a regular equation, you already know almost everything you need to solve an inequality. They use the exact same moves. There's just one twist, and once you know it, these become some of the fastest points on the whole test. When you're adding or subtracting, you just solve these exactly like an equation. X plus 5 is less than 12. All we want to do is isolate x, so we just subtract 5 from both sides. X is less than 7. And that's it. That's the answer. X is less than 7. But when you're multiplying or dividing, there is one trick that you need to watch out for. Negative 3x is less than 6. Now, dividing both sides by negative 3, we have to flip the sign. So x is now greater than negative 2. We divided both sides by a negative number, so the sign flipped. If you multiply, the same thing happens. So here's the big trick. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, the sign flips. Even if it's less than or equal to, the sign still flips when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Now let's talk about compound inequalities. Negative 5 is less than 2x plus 1, which is less than or equal to 7. Now, with a normal equation like x plus 5 is less than 12, you just know that you subtract 5 from both sides. But now we kind of have three sides to an equation, and that's kind of confusing. But just remember that anything you have to do to one part, you have to do to all three parts. So in a simple equation, what you have to do to one part of the equation, for example, subtract 5 from one side, you must do to the other. When there are three sides to the equation, so to speak, you must do every single operation to every single part of this inequality. So if I'm going to subtract 1 to isolate x, I must subtract 1 from all three parts. Now, 2x is greater than negative 6, but is less than or equal to positive 6. And now I'm going to divide all parts by 2. So I get x is greater than negative 3, and x is less than or equal to 3. Notice how we did not flip the signs here because we did not multiply or divide by a negative number ever when doing this problem. Now let's do a word problem and see if you can pause this video and try to solve this before I explain it. A print shop charges a $7 setup fee plus 40 cents for each flyer. Maria can spend at most $35. What is the greatest number of flyers she can print? So there's a $7 setup fee and 40 cents per flyer. So $7 plus 40.4, that is, times flyer, 0.4f, which is less than or equal to $35 because at most $35 means Maria must spend less than or equal to $35. Subtract 7 from both sides, we have 28, and now divide both sides by 0.4, we get 70, which is answer choice B. If you want to try more inequality questions, go to the free study guides at app.classictestprep.com and practice for free.